Use the intermediate value theorem to show the following has a zero in the given interval. Approximate the zero correct to 2 decimal places. The polynomial function we're working with is f of x equals 3x cubed plus 9x squared minus 9x plus 9. And we want to show that it has a zero on the interval from -4 to -3. I've written out the intermediate value theorem here. Let f denote a continuous function. If a is less than b, and if f of a and f of b are of opposite signs, then f has at least one zero between a and b. So in order to prove that there is a zero on this interval from -4 to -3, we need to show that the y values at those points have opposite signs. So I'm going to use my calculator to help me show this. So I'll type into the y equals menu the function that we're working with. That's 3x cubed plus 9x squared minus 9x plus 9. And I'm going to go to the table. And right now my table is in ask mode, so I'm going to clear out these values that are here. I need to do that by deleting. I think I can go to the top of the list. No, maybe not. I just have to delete them one by one. And I'm going to type in -4 and -3. Okay, so these are the y values at these points. The y value at -4 is -3, and the y value at -3 is 36. So f at -4 is -3, and f at -3 is 36. And so you can see that f of -4 and f of -3 have opposite signs. So because f is a polynomial and is a continuous function, and we have shown that the y values have opposite signs, there must be a zero between -4 and -3. So now we want to narrow down what that zero is. So once again, I'm going to use my graphing calculator, and this time I'm going to use the table menu in just a little bit different way. So I'm going to go to Table Set, and this time I'm going to go in Auto mode instead of Ask. So let me switch this to Auto, and I want to start my table at -4 because that's my smaller x value. And I want my change in the table values to be 0.1. So that means that it will auto increment up by 0.1. So let's take a look at what the table looks like. All right, so let me go back and double check that I've done that right. Okay, so I have it in auto. And let's go to the table. Okay, so I've got it starting at -4.5. I want it to start at -4 and increment by 0.1. Okay, so there we go. Let me get a screenshot of this so we can take a closer look at it. So here's our screenshot. And once again, I want to use the intermediate value theorem. The intermediate value theorem says that when we have a change in the signs, we can identify that the 0 is between those two values. So we're looking at the y values here, and you see that there is a change of signs from -4 to -3.9. So I know that originally we have shown that the 0 is on the interval from -4 to -3, and now we've narrowed that down even more to say that that 0 must be between -4 and -3.9. So I want to narrow it down even more, and so what I'm going to do is change my table set once again. So if I adjust my table set, I still want the table to start at -0.4, but now I want my change in values to be even smaller. So I'll make it 0.01, and let's take a look at the table now. So now my table is incrementing 0.01. Let's get another screenshot of this so we can take a closer look. And once again, we want to use that intermediate value theorem to notice when there is a change in signs. So we can see here there's a change in signs in the Y menu, and that happens on these two values here. So just to recap, we originally started with the intermediate value theorem proving that there was a 0 between -4 and -3. Then we narrowed that down to be in between -4 and -3.9. And now we're narrowing it down to be in between -3.96 and -3.95. So we want to go one more iteration of this so that we can have our 0 accurate to 2 decimal places. And you can see that we already have 2 decimal places here, but we need to know what the third decimal place is to know whether we need to round to have the second decimal place a 6 or a 5. So we're going to do this process one more time. So we have our calculator again, and I'm going to have my chart over there so I know what to do the table set at. And this time I want to start at -3.96, and I want to make the change in my values even smaller, so it'll be 0.001. And let's go to the table, and once again we're looking for a change in Y values having opposite signs. So let's get a screenshot so we can look closer again. Okay, so now we can see that we have a change in signs occurring right here with these x values. And so now we're going to know what to round to. So now we've narrowed the 0 down to be in between -3.952 and -3.951. And so since the 0 is in between those two values, we know if we round to 2 decimal places, that 0 would be -3.95. Thank you for checking out my videos. Have a great day.